Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another eBook launch interview titled 500 Years in a Dream. And with me here is the author named Azeez Olanrewaju Shoderu. Sir, please can you tell us the inspiration that back up the story?
All right. Firstly, 500 Years in a Dream is a book that um, was written this month, the month of June 2021. And the inspiration was, as I recall, was on the 31st of May 2021 after I listened, or during the process of me listening to a radio program. I think if I'm not wrong now, it was on a radio program that was aired on one of the popular radio stations in the Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. And the man was talking about his program was titled The Moment of Truth. And he was talking about the story of Solomon in the Bible because it was more like a Christian program. But I wanted us to learn. I wanted to also learn myself from what he was saying because he was passing out a message that I felt, even though it is in Christendom, it is not really a message that is only meant for those sects of people. It's something that is meant for everyone if only we actually are open-minded to it. So, he talked about the story of Solomon in the book and how Solomon seeked wisdom from God after God asked him to ask anything he wished for when he actually fed 1,000 people and God was so pleased with him. But I never knew that I was taking or paying much more attention to that man when he was talking up until when I slept that night. And if you really know the psychology behind dreams, you would realize that sometimes you dream about things that you think of. And that was what exactly went on that day. On the 31st of May, I listened to the program, and the night after, the 1st of June 2021, was when I now dreamt about that thing. And as I dreamt about it, I dreamt about myself being on a journey with a man. He was taking me on a journey of success, a journey of wisdom, and a journey of fulfillment, of prosperity. It made me understand how many people would be in the verge of succeeding, but at the end of the day, they would fall back, not because they were not given the opportunity, but because they didn't lay down for themselves initially good foundation of that success. Many a times we have seen sports stars, we have seen musicians, we have seen singers, we have seen actors that have broken through, but they didn't have success that was prospering. They didn't have prosperity. So as a result of that, I woke up that morning and on thinking of all what transpired in the dream that I was on, and seeing how I can now, even through fiction, add some major details that was not actually talked about in the dream. I now wanted to write a book that would explain explicitly what I feel I passed through and how people can learn from my own sojourn in the dream. So as a result of that, in the morning, around about past 6 when I woke up, I wrote that book from that time till about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was so glad that that book was written for just one day. But because it was a dream, and as you know, a dream is something that you would most likely forget sooner or later. I wanted to actually pen it down before I forgot, and I was happy that I wrote it. And sometimes when I even see the book now, I'm always surprised and even perplexed that how exactly was I able to write that book in just a short period of time, and how exactly it is now something that people are now really appreciating, you understand, and commending me for. So I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much for that one. That was it. Okay, briefly, can you relate the character that best speaks about you as an person?
Okay, well, the book itself has about 5 characters in it, and as I said earlier, it is a book of fiction. So there were some imaginary characters that I actually utilized while writing the book. Now, the 5 characters, the first one was the Okada man, because I'm a Nigerian, and in the dream, I think the man actually said his name. Do you understand? But as I was writing, due to the concept of the dream, I didn't remember the name he actually gave me. So as a result of that, I used what he had in his dream. The bike, the road. I used what he had to actually name him, the Okada man. Secondly, Mr. Dread was the second person I remembered. Also, Mr. Flash was another person that was in the characters. Now, Miss Cunny is the kind of person that I would say she's not really a miss, or she was not really a miss for some time, but she became a miss later on. She was a Mrs. And because of her character is quite mischievous, and that is why I left it as Miss Cunny. And lastly, the last character was Sir Angel. Now, all these people, some of them actually made success. Some of them didn't meet success. And some of them were success personified. Some of them was prosperity personified. And one of them was, how would I say, was like someone that was assisting people get to succeed in life. So, these characters, I would not really want to talk much about them. I really want you to read it yourself. It just explains how we as humans, how we are bettered into this world, having nothing. You understand? Being given nothing. And as they say, we are always clad when we are born. We are born with neither clothes, no jewelries, no money, no status, no positions, nothing. And most times we get to possess those things. But if we don't have good foundation that we can build up on, sooner or later when we even possess those material things or those abstract things, sooner or later they will leave us. And as they leave us, we will not be able to develop a good legacy that we can actually leave back after we now finally die. So I think the book is more about legacy than it is about success. Also, it is more about prosperity as it is about fulfillment. But I want you to read it yourself and tell me exactly what you learned from it. But if I'm to talk about my own self, I would say I saw in myself, by writing that book, the character of Okada man. Because if I didn't write that book, if I just was opportune to listen to the sermon, was opportune to write, to have the dream, do you understand? To encounter the dream and not pen it down for other people to learn from, then I would say that perhaps I was Sir Angel, or maybe I was someone like Mr. Flash. But when I wrote that book and I started giving, firstly, my team members who are together with me at A.O.S Academy and our subsidiary companies to read the book, then I see myself an Okada man, because I didn't just follow through the path and succeed. I wanted all other people as well to follow through that path and succeed just like I did.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, do you feel fulfillment is the end goal for every individual?
Well, fulfillment is actually meant for, I would say, the self-acclaimed person. And I'll break that down. In life, I've realized that there are 3 stages a man can actually go through. The stage of dependence, which was talked about in the book, where you depend on your family, you depend on your parents in order to succeed in life, in order to actually go through your stages in life. Every child will always pass through that stage. The stage that you can't do virtually anything yourself. You have to rely on your parents or on your neighbors or on people around to actually help you with. The dependency stage, there is much of no success that you can acclaim there. Now, in the independency stage, that is the stage where I would classify fulfillment. The place whereby you can actually determine and you can work your success. The stage whereby you are independent. You can decide on your own. You can make it on your own. You can strive to actually do things on your own. But the 3rd stage is the interdependency stage. The stage whereby, which was also talked about in the book, you cannot actually attain any success until you carry people along. Until what you want for yourself, you also want it for another person. Like in the Islam religion, they would always say, you are not yet a Muslim until what you want for yourself is the same thing you want for your brother or your sister. So once you are getting to that interdependency stage, you are already leaving the stage of fulfillment. Now you are getting, and okay, let me talk about this before I even talk about that. When it comes to fulfillment, people have fulfillment in different levels. You can have fulfillment on, you want to succeed yourself and get fulfilled yourself. Some people's level of fulfillment have gone beyond that. It has gone beyond them thinking only about themselves, but thinking about them fulfilling success for other people. So if that level of fulfillment is where you are, then you have gone to the stage of interdependence. And as a result of that, then you as well will not only be fulfilled, but you could or you would be able to now